I have to thank you, Ashley, because you accepted to become a stepmother of my kid. And you show love for my kid as if he was your own son. You're really a goddess who appeared in front of me.
That's too much to call me a goddess. What are you talking about? I married you because I loved you. Besides, your son is so cute.
I'm glad you like kids. When my ex-wife died 2 years ago, I thought my life was over.
It's so sad that she had to leave her adorable 4-year-old child behind. Your ex-wife must have been so disappointed.
Yeah, I thought I had to take responsibility for Liam, for my ex-wife's sake, but I don't have my parents, so I couldn't rely on anyone. If I hadn't met you, the situation would have been really bad.
I know I'm new as a mother, but I'll take good care of your son.
You're already a good mother. Liam already calls you mom.
Since we registered, I'm a real mom from today. Tomorrow is finally our wedding day.
After that's over and we're back from our honeymoon, we can finally live together.
I'm glad we found a nice apartment on the 7th floor with a great view. Liam seems to like heights. I'm glad he wasn't scared.
Oh, about the trip. I'm sorry I have to leave early.
You're working, right? I don't mind if I come home with you.
That's okay. It's your first time in New York, right? I want you to take it easy and go sightseeing.
Really? I feel bad.
I've been there before. Don't worry about it. Actually, I've traveled there with my ex-wife.
So it's a place that holds a lot of memories for you then. Isn't it too painful?
No, it's fine. Well, she left some extra stuff behind other than memories.
What's that? Personal stuff that you can't get rid of?
Something like that. And it's not easy to get rid of. I'm in a real pickle. I'm thinking of throwing it in the river. Oh, but is it a crime to throw something in the river?
It would be like illegal dumping, although I don't know what you're going to dump. You can't do that.
I'm just kidding.
So now that we're registered, there's something I want to tell you.
What?
Shall we have kids too?
Huh?
Of course. I will never disrespect Liam. I'll love him just the same.
Do you understand what you're saying?
What? Yes, I've thought about it a lot. I think it's not too late for us to raise another child. I don't think it's too late at all.
It's not a question of early or late. What would you do if we had a girl?
I think it's cute whether it's a boy or a girl. I mean, you suddenly sound a little scary. What's wrong? Are you mad at me?
I don't think girls are cute. Don't say you want kids so easily.
James, what's wrong?
I'm saying, what are we going to do if a scumbag girl is born?
Something's wrong.
Women should go away. Women should go away. Women should get the hell out of my life.
What's wrong? You're scaring me.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Are you surprised?
Yeah, you scared me. Suddenly you're a different person.
We just got registered, so I think it's too early to think about kids.
You're right. Sorry.
I want you to think about Liam first. If you can't do that...
What?
I might hit you. Oh, that's another joke.
I guess it's not funny. I'm getting ready for the trip now, so I'll see you later. Is this guy really James? My name is Ashley. James and I got registered today, and James has a 6-year-old son. I met my husband through a friend of mine, and we hit it off and had a great relationship in no time. James must be busy with work and raising his child, but he is a very kind man who never forgets to care for me. That's what I thought until just a few minutes ago. What was that change in his attitude just now? Even if he was joking, he was not the kind of person who would make such a bad joke. Tomorrow is our wedding day, and we're planning our honeymoon. I'm getting a cold sweat. From the text messages my mother sent me during the trip, the sense of discomfort that I felt earlier began to reveal itself little by little. The truth of my husband was... It's crazy to lock up your kid and go on a honeymoon. Mom, what are you talking about? I just went to your new place. Did you finish setting up my computer? not tech savvy, so I'm glad you're familiar with it. This is not the time for that. What? Liam was left at home. What is James thinking? There's no way that's possible. And you even removed the lock from the front door so that it can't be opened from the inside. Unbelievable. The lock is removable for security. I wonder if James removed it. Why are you so careless about this? You're disgusting. If you hated your stepchild so much, you shouldn't have married him. I don't know why you've been accusing me since a while ago. And you even hid the remote control for the air conditioner? The temperature in the room got as high as 39 degrees Celsius and your daughter is in critical condition. They said the critical point is tonight. Daughter? My stepchild is a boy. Huh? Besides, of course Liam is with us. He's enjoying the trip with us. Liam is a boy? Stop saying scary things, okay? Mom, it's so hot outside. Maybe you hallucinated or something. Be careful of heat stroke, okay? Are you sure Liam is a boy? That's what I told you. Well, but she's a girl. Her hair was short, but she was wearing a skirt. Who is this girl? Liam. Mom, you need to rehydrate. Get some rest. Wait, I'm feeling perfectly fine. I've only met Liam once, but there was a girl lying on the floor who looked like her. What's that? Now it's a horror show? I'm not lying, and she was so skinny. Liam is medium built. You saw him at the wedding, didn't you? Yes, but I thought maybe you haven't fed her since then. Then who is this girl? Why is there a girl in your apartment that you don't know? And she looks just like Liam. I don't understand. Is the girl alright? You said the critical point is tonight. She's fine. I exaggerated to make you understand the gravity of the situation. She's conscious now. Oh, that's good. Hey, I was wondering, did you look at James's family history when you got registered? I didn't. Come to think of it, I think he kind of hid it from me. But I didn't really care at that time. Do you think maybe? No way. Can you check when you come back from the honeymoon? No. What? That's too late. I'm leaving tonight while James is sleeping. I've got a terrible feeling in my heart. I have to find out right away. This is no time for a carefree honeymoon. Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Come on, give me a reply. Where the hell are you?
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Took me a while to get my mind straight.
Finally, I woke up this morning and you and Liam were gone, so I was really worried. Where are you now? Maybe you went for a walk and got lost? Still, you should at least call me.
We're not in New York anymore.
What?
We're back home.
What? Without me?
Yeah.
You had me worried. What's wrong?
I finally found out who you really are. You've been deceiving me this whole time.
What are you talking about?
Liam is a twin, isn't he?
What? Don't tell me you went to our new apartment.
I did, and I saw a girl who looked just like Liam.
I can explain.
What?
That's my brother's kid, who came over to play without permission. She's really not well raised. That happened a lot, at my old place too. I'm sure my brother told the kid about my new place.
You don't have any siblings, do you? No one came to the wedding.
That's because he's a terrible brother. I didn't want to introduce him to you, so I pretended I didn't have a brother.
Really?
I'll take the kid back to my brother. I'll have to give him a stern talking to. So this is not like what you think.
Well, what is it that I think it is, for example?
That
girl's name is Lily, right?
What? She said her name?
Liam and Lily. Their names sound like twins.
It's just a coincidence. We're brothers, so my brother and I have similar sensibilities, and we ended up naming our children with similar names.
Oh, just kidding, just kidding.
What?
I know all about you because I did some research.
Without my permission? It's an invasion of privacy.
Well, we are registered, so I do have the right, you know.
So you're saying you know everything?
Yeah. Why did you hide Lily's existence until now?
Because she's a girl.
Yeah, and?
That's all.
Huh?
Because women are the trash of society. She's not mine. When I heard we were having twins, I was so happy because I thought I was having 2 boys. But Lily let me down.
What are you talking about? She's your own precious child. Boy or girl, they're adorable.
It's a waste of money to raise a woman who has to depend on a man to survive. Weak, stupid, so ugly that they have to wear makeup.
What's that? I'm a woman too, and so is your mother, who gave birth to you.
Mom was a slave to my father and I plan to make you a slave as well. That's what marriage contracts are for, right?
Who thinks like that nowadays? James, you were so kind to me.
That was just a bait. It's funny how easy it is to get a woman to fall for you if you're nice to her. You were tricked into marrying me. You know, women are so easy to deal with because they're so stupid.
You're a bastard to look down on women that much.
Besides, my son is the only one who can carry on my will. I'll make sure he gets a thorough education and becomes the president of a big company that earns a lot of money.
But that doesn't mean you have to mistreat your own daughter. Lily's life was in danger.
That was the whole point. I didn't think you would find out. How did you know?
My mom found her in our apartment.
Huh? You gave her the key?
Yeah, I wanted her to set up my computer. I'm not good with machines, but Mom knows about these stuff.
Oh, really? Women are such assholes. They act so stupidly. If you're going to let people in our apartment, you should ask permission from your husband.
Good thing I didn't tell you beforehand. If I had told you, you never would have given me permission. If Mom hadn't come, who knows what would have happened to Lily?
Nothing would have happened. I was planning to come home first, and if she was alive, I was going to throw her in the river. That way, it would have never happened in the first place, right?
That's terrible. Wait, you were talking about the stuff your ex-wife left behind that you couldn't get rid of. Were you talking about Lily?
That's right. Was it illegal dumping? Well, if they don't find the body, I won't get caught, right? The river near our neighborhood is close to the ocean, so I figured I could go for it.
It's not illegal dumping. It's murder.
So what? It's the difference between doing it after she's born and doing it before she's born.
What do you mean?
When my ex-wife got pregnant and I found out she had a girl in her belly, I was in total despair. And the worst part was, we were having twins.
Having twins is such a nice thing.
It's not. I wanted to punch her in the stomach, but I couldn't do it because I was afraid it might kill the boy.
Well, if it wasn't twins,
I would have beaten her till the baby was gone.
I didn't want to hear that.
I was going to get rid of the girl right after she was born, but that woman got in the way.
Of course she would protect her precious daughter.
If you're going to get rid of her, hit me instead. That's what she said, so I gave her what she wanted.
Oh my goodness, you got rid of her.
That's not true. She was getting crazier and crazier. And at the end, I didn't do anything, but she just collapsed. Oh, I really chose the wrong woman.
Even if the violence wasn't the direct cause, it was unquestionably your fault that she died. Your ex-wife and Lily are your family. How could you do such a thing? You criminal?
Liam is the only family I have. That woman should have taken Lily to heaven with her, but she left her behind.
You jerk! And how did Lily survive until now? She was so skinny, so I can imagine she wasn't given proper meals.
For the time being, I kept her as a housekeeper for Liam and I, but I was going to get rid of her because I didn't need her anymore if I was going to marry you.
Why did you bring her all the way to our new apartment?
I cancelled the lease on the old apartment, so I had no choice but to throw her in the new one. Lucky for me, I could remove the lock so that the kid couldn't get out.
I didn't make the door with a removable lock for that kind of thing.
For security, right? It's a waste of money when you don't have burglars very often. It's more useful to lock the garbage in.
Garbage? Lily is a living person. Why are you talking like that?
It's the job of the producer, the parents, to remove bad things that they had made. I'm just fulfilling my duty. It's much more irresponsible to give birth to garbage and leave it there. A woman is worthless.
Even if you are the parent, you have no right to take your child's life.
Says the woman who's never been a parent.
I am Liam's parent.
You're just a stepmother.
But I love him.
That's disgusting. Well, never mind. You're going to be a slave to me and Liam from now on anyway.
I'm not going to be a slave to a crazy scumbag.
Huh?
I'm divorcing you.
We just got married the other day. There's no way you can do that.
I don't care how long we were married. I can't live with such a flawed human being.
Did you just call me a flawed human being?
Yes, I did. And not just any flawed human being. You're the worst kind of criminal, with all of your screws loose.
You scum! I'll beat you up in a second.
You can't do that, because you'll get caught.
Huh? Why?
Because what you did was an act of neglect.
I've raised Liam with great care.
It's not enough to just raise one of your kids. It's your duty to raise both of the twins.
You're kidding. I'm going to get caught because of that little scum? I haven't even thrown the garbage in the river yet. You're the one who got in my way. Why would I get caught?
Parents are human beings, and if you have more than one child, I'm sure your love for them can be skewed sometimes. But you did something you should never have done.
Raising a piece of filth like that is what I shouldn't have done for the world.
If you're this crazy, you're screwed. Also, I'm going to report you for assaulting your ex-wife, so be a grown man and just get caught.
No, Liam will miss me.
I'll get custody of Liam. I'll never let you see him again.
You've got to be kidding me. He's my son.
I have adopted him, and there's a great chance I can get custody of him. Besides, Liam himself says he wants to come with me.
That's a lie. There's no way he'd want to stay with you, who isn't even related to him.
Even in front of Liam, you did terrible things to your ex-wife and Lily, didn't you? Poor Liam. He's been traumatized.
I just showed him what a man should be like.
You also threatened him that if he told anyone about Lily, you would treat him the same way you treated Lily. Because of that, he couldn't tell me about Lily, and he lived in fear. Of course, he doesn't want to be with someone like that any longer.
No way. Give me back my Liam.
I won't let you have him.
Stop it. Who'll take over my will when Liam's gone? My reason for living is to raise him to be a great president.
You've lost both Liam and Lily, and you're going to live in total darkness. Goodbye. Reflect on your life behind bars.
No!
James was charged with criminal charges against parents involving the abuse or neglect of a child. The text messages between him and I became one of the evidence, and he was found guilty of violence against his ex-wife and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He didn't want to leave Liam, and for a long period of time, he had been complaining that he didn't want to get divorced. But the divorce suit was finally granted. I was able to get custody of Liam as well. James did not want Lily, which was no surprise, so I adopted Lily as well, and she became my child. When I first met her, who was skinny and looked very frightened, I promised myself that I would protect both Lily and Liam for the rest of my life. This incident became news, and everyone around James knew about it. As a result, James will have to live alone for the rest of his life. I became a mother of 2 at once. I will raise my 2 beloved children happily in cooperation with my mother.
Hey, Cassidy. I've been texting you, but why no response? Hello? Come on, Cassidy. Sorry, Sandy. Just got back from work. No way. I didn't know you were working. Why not? 'Cause you're married? Is working a bad thing? Poor you. Why? You must be so poor that you both have to work to make a living. It's not like that. Being a child care worker has been my dream since I was a kid. I enjoy my job and have no plans to quit. Always putting a tough front, huh? But seeing all those messages during the day, it seems you're not working. Still living off our parents? Rude! I do part-time work, you know. But that part-time job doesn't pay enough for you to be independent, right? I'm living at home, so I don't need to hustle that much. Mom and Dad are still working, so even if I don't, we can still eat. I don't see the point of getting a real job. So you help out with housework, right? Mom does it all. Wow, seriously? If you keep depending on them, it's gonna be you in trouble if something happens to them. Oh, please. They're both still in their 60s. They're fine. I spoke to Mom on the phone the other day. She mentioned wanting to get you out of the house soon. She thinks that spoiling you won't do you any good. What? This is the first time I hear about this. You were born when Mom and Dad were already in their 40s, so you've been doted on since you were little. That's why you've turned into such a selfish adult. Mom regrets not being stricter with you. Jeez, so mean of her to say that. I'm their jewel, so they should look after me forever. You're terrible. Turning 25 and yet you're neither working or helping at home, but just drifting around. But you know what? I'm actually moving out. Oh, really? You've finally decided to be independent? I'm getting married! Wow, congratulations. Finally, no more leaning on Mom and Dad, huh? They must be relieved now. I've won! You won what? My fiancé is the next CEO. So, a future life of luxury is practically guaranteed for me. Quite different from you, who'll have to keep working even after marriage. Sigh. How about that? Feeling envious? No, not really. I don't recall competing with you, so it doesn't bother me. But you see, I never want to lose to you. Even though I'm way better looking, it was so frustrating for me when you got married first. I'm not satisfied unless I'm better than you in everything. Okay. But this time, I've won. His family owns a company, and his dad is the current CEO. He's set to take over as the eldest son soon, so I'll be the wife of the CEO. It's like a dream come true. Where did you meet him? I met him at a singles mixer. There's a bit of an age gap, but he listens to everything I say and is so sweet. He's been so busy with his work that he hasn't had a chance to meet anyone. He said, I'm a really lucky guy to marry such a young and pretty girl. I see. Well, for a plain Jane like you, getting picked by a wealthy guy is an experience you'd never have. I wouldn't be so sure about that, you know. Once I'm married, I plan to be a stay-at-home wife. Since I'll be taken care of by the CEO of a company, I won't have to work, and I'll be set for life. How about that? Jealous? Not at all. Why not? Because I actually enjoy working. I've never even thought about wanting to be a stay-at-home wife. I see. Understood. What? I bet your husband's not making that much money. That's why you're acting tough, saying you enjoy working. But in truth, you're desperate, right? I'm not. Seriously. I genuinely love my job. What's the fun in a demanding job like childcare worker? Sure, it can be tough at times, but I love kids. And my husband isn't on a low salary. Don't make assumptions about him without even meeting him. Oops, my bad. Come to think of it, I've only seen him in photos. But when I think about a guy who wanted to marry you, I can only picture some regular white-collar worker. You pulled the sickie and ditched my wedding at the last minute, remember? Mom and Dad were so disappointed. I had my reasons. I just couldn't bear to see you looking so happy on your wedding day. But hey, I'll invite you to my wedding. Bring your husband along, okay? Let's see the contrast between the high-class and low-class couples. Sure, whatever. Looking forward to it. Cassidy, my wedding's coming up soon. You'll be there, right? Oh yeah, it's in a week, isn't it? Of course, I won't miss it. Are you texting me just to make sure? No, I wanted to give you a warning before the wedding. Warning? About what? Please don't embarrass me. What do you mean? Like, don't roll up to the venue in a beat-up pickup truck or something. It'll be so embarrassing, so don't, okay? What are you talking about? You've always been blasé about your appearance and belongings, right? Remember when you had that old beat-up car and wore whatever clothes jumped out at you first? That was back when I was a broke student, you know. Aren't you still kind of broke? I'm going to be the future CEO's wife. If his family finds out my older sister's struggling financially, it'll be so awkward. I get it. I'm aware of the rules of the game, so relax. But don't stress too much about it. Huh? I'm feeling quite bad for you. I'm sorry for making you spend money to attend my wedding. It must be tough to get an outfit and shoes sorted, right? Not really. My fiancé got me a designer wedding dress. But for you, a cheap dress from Shein will do just fine. Don't worry about that. I have a couple of formal dresses, thanks to my husband's work-related events. Events? You've never been to such a thing in your life. Blatantly making up stuff? I'm just telling the truth. Yeah, sure. You're just really annoyed that I'm going to be the future CEO's wife, aren't you? Not really. Well, you just keep living in poverty forever. I can totally picture you stomping your feet in frustration while witnessing my gorgeous bridal look. It's gonna be priceless. Hey, I need to ask you something. Yeah? What's up? Your wedding is about to start. Is it okay for the bride to be texting now? Whatever. I want to know what's up. I heard someone who looked like you and your husband arrived in a Mercedes. On top of it, neither of you was driving. Did your friend give you guys a ride? Oh, that was our private driver. A driver? Well, you mentioned not wanting your in-laws to think I was poor, right? I did say that, but... You said it'd be embarrassing to roll up in a beat-up pickup truck because they'd be appalled. Right. But there's a limit to everything, you know. You must have paid a luxury car service. But seriously, that's way too much. Are you trying to mess with me? I didn't arrange that. It's been routine for us to have a driver when we go out together, ever since I got married. No way! Stop joking around! Your husband isn't as wealthy as mine. He actually is. What? He didn't show any signs of it when we first met. I was genuinely surprised when I visited his family. He comes from a long line of landowners and runs a real estate business. Landowner? Yeah, everyone in his family is wealthy, and of course, their family home is a mansion. I thought I wasn't good enough to marry into that family. But it turns out, they're down to earth and welcoming despite their status. They embraced me, so I decided to marry him. It's a tight-knit family, and I'm incredibly happy now. I had no idea! Why didn't you tell me? Mom and Dad never mentioned anything like that. They probably chose not to tell you on purpose. Why not? Because they know how competitive you are. They worried you'd do something out of jealousy if you found out. You're kidding! I thought I finally had one up on you. Even if my husband's the future CEO, he drives a domestic car himself. There's no way he can compete with someone who has a personal driver. Whether he's rich or not, it doesn't determine who's winning or losing, you know? Huh! You're probably mocking me as a poor person deep down. Why would you even think that way? I didn't marry him because he's rich. I just happened to fall for someone who happens to be affluent. Ugh! It's so annoying. I shouldn't have invited you to my wedding. It's a bit late to say that now. Oh, by the way, I heard your husband's business is a family-run company. Wait, what? I bumped into some of your hubby's relatives in the lobby earlier. They told me quite a bit. Sounds like your father-in-law runs a small construction company. A small construction company? Don't tell me you didn't know. It's been running since your husband's grandfather's time. They've run it with only family members, not hiring employees. I heard that your mother-in-law is currently in charge of accounting and other administrative tasks. What? Hold on. What do you mean it's just the family? Oh my God, you didn't know any of it? I didn't know it was a family business. All I knew was that his dad was running the company. So you didn't check anything before. But when someone says they run a business, you'd imagine there are like 1,000 employees and the CEO sits in a fancy office, right? Unfortunately, it sounds like it's just a family working there. From what the relatives said, your in-laws intend for you to join the company after marriage to learn the ropes. What? I haven't been told about that. Geez, you decided to marry without knowing anything. I was supposed to be a classy full-time homemaker, married to the future company CEO, not some office clerk in a tiny company. Even so, it's a family business. If your husband's supposed to take over from his dad as the CEO, wouldn't you end up doing accounting like your mother-in-law? No way! I'm terrible at math. I just suck at working in the first place. If you're not happy, why not talk to him and your in-laws about it? What am I going to do? I'm starting to regret this whole thing. This is far from what I had expected. Anyway, don't you need to get ready? The ceremony's starting soon, isn't it? Cassidy, I don't want to marry him after all. Is there any way to call off the wedding right now? What? Are you insane? We've already got a lot of guests gathered here. Canceling it now is totally out of the question. Can't we come up with some excuse, like saying the bride suddenly felt ill or something and cancel it? Pulling a sickie again? I don't want to go through with this. I've never heard of anyone faking an illness for their wedding. Besides, didn't you decide to marry him because you love him? Even if things don't go exactly as planned, isn't overcoming them together what marriage is about? I decided to marry for an elegant lifestyle as a CEO's wife. If it meant hustling in a family-run business, I wouldn't have chosen that old man. That's quite disrespectful to him, you know. I should probably head inside now. Let's cut the chat here. I'm looking forward to seeing you in your wedding dress. Wait! Cassidy! I can't do this! It wasn't supposed to be like this! Guess what? I want an annulment. Jeez, you just had your wedding yesterday. What are you talking about? I can't take it! I should never have gone through with it! You were looking upset the whole time, even though you were supposed to be the star of the show. Of course I was grumpy! My whole life's been thrown off track. Wait, are you still bothered by joining your in-laws' company? If you really don't want to, just explain your reasons and decline. It's not like you made any promises to them before marriage. I didn't, but they're not the type to listen to my opinions. What happened? After the wedding, my in-laws told me I had to join the company right away. I also have to move in with them. Oh, so besides taking over the company, you're also expected to live together? We planned to live just the two of us. We had found an apartment, but they forced us to cancel the lease. Before the wedding, they were nice to me and never mentioned living together. Now, they've both become strict like they're different people. They say, I'm married into their family, so I must obey what they say. Even my husband now insists that the wife should follow the husband's family. Oh no, the whole family holds old-fashioned values. Everything feels completely different now. Was I deceived? My husband used to agree with all my wishes before we got married. What in the world did I do? They probably acted nice because they were desperate to find a wife. So, they were all acting? Most likely. How old is your husband now? He's almost 40. Perhaps he had trouble finding a partner due to his work and parents. Amidst that, your readiness to marry just because he's the successor might have been attractive to him. No way! Normally, you'd ask about the other person's job and parents before getting married. But all you could think of was that being the CEO meant being rich. You accepted his proposal before you tried to get to know him well enough, right? I'm sure he must have been grateful for your presence as he was in a rush. What the heck? It's like I fell into a trap. I wouldn't say it's a trap exactly. While it's terrible that they're pressuring you to live with them and join their company after the wedding, you're also at fault for not properly evaluating your partner before deciding to marry. Then, I'm divorcing him right away. Give me your husband. What? What nonsense are you talking about? I want to marry a wealthy guy. Being wealthy doesn't mean anyone will do, right? At this point, it doesn't matter. I just want to escape from them. I'm tired of being bossed around by these old-fashioned people. And you want my husband in exchange for that? Why not? I'll give you mine in return. You can't just trade husbands like objects. It's not fair that you got what I want. You've found a wealthy husband and live a high life. I want a personal chauffeur with a Mercedes too. We're sisters, so share some happiness with me. You've found the next CEO as your husband, haven't you? You got blessings from many people at your wedding. Do your best and be happy. I won't! I can't be happy! Why am I the only one facing this? I just wanted to marry a wealthy man. I haven't done anything wrong. It seems like payback for looking down on and judging others for being poor. I'm going out to dinner with my husband now. Later. Wait, Cassidy! I'm sorry for saying you're poor. Please, don't abandon me. Sandy started living with her husband and in-laws. She also began working at their company, leaving her with no time to rest, caught up in household chores and work. Her mother-in-law's guidance was so strict that it bordered on bullying, and she couldn't tolerate it anymore. She brought up the topic of divorce with her husband, but he just dismissed it. Her in-laws scolded her, saying, "Divorce? Don't make a fuss over such trivial matters." Leaving that family anytime soon seems impossible. Undoubtedly, she deeply regrets marrying for money. As for me, I'm surrounded by a loving husband and his family, doing a job I find fulfilling and enjoying happy days. What's more, we recently found out that a new life is growing inside me. Right now, my family and I are eagerly anticipating the birth of our baby.
Hey sis, long time no see. Helen, why don't you respond?
Who are you?
Come on, don't act like you don't know me. I'm your little sister, Emma.
Emma? I thought I blocked you 5 years ago. Why are you texting me?
That's terrible. How can you block your own sister? Mom and Dad have cut me off, so when I ask them to give me your contact information, they ignore me. I had to create another phone number to contact you, you know.
I can't believe you went through all that trouble to contact me. You must have something really important to tell me, right?
What?
I told you I will never forgive you. I told you never to contact me again.
You're so cold. Are you still mad at me? It's been 5 years. Forget about the past. Besides, we're sisters. Can't I at least text you?
I don't consider you my sister. You took my husband away from me. You may forget it, but I'll never forget it.
You're still holding on to that? You're a vindictive sister, aren't you?
Emma, you seduced my husband when I wasn't looking. Of course I'm still mad because you ruined my family.
It couldn't be helped. It's your fault for letting your guard down. If you don't want to lose your husband, you need to refine yourself as a woman. If you're off guard after getting married, a hot girl like me would take your husband away from you.
Well, in a way, I'm grateful to you too. Because of you, I realized that my ex-husband was a man who would be swayed by a slut like you.
Don't talk like that. It's natural for a man to choose a beautiful woman over an ugly one.
So what do you want? I'm busy right now. I don't have time for your nonsense.
Nonsense? Oh, you're so icy. I had to tell you something today.
What is it?
I'm actually expecting a baby.
Wow, congratulations.
Aren't you surprised?
Not really.
Whose baby do you think it is?
You stole Alex from me and you're having a baby with him, right?
No, I'm not. Alex and I broke up a long time ago.
What? You're divorced already?
It's not that surprising, is it? Divorces are nothing unusual nowadays. It's natural to break up when love grows cold.
Love grows cold? In your case, you stole my husband away from me to get married. That's how much you loved Alex, right? Mom and Dad couldn't forgive you for stealing my husband away from me. They even banned you from visiting their house.
Of course I liked Alex at first, but after a year together I got bored.
Bored?
When we used to date while hiding from you, it was fun and thrilling. But when Alex was completely mine, there's not much stimulation. Alex is just an ordinary guy, you know. To be honest, it's boring to be with him.
You ruined my family. You are such a terrible person.
I'm sorry. I feel like I treated Alex like disposables. I should have returned him to you before throwing him away.
No thanks. I don't even like Alex anymore. So you have a new husband now, right?
I'm not married yet.
What? You're okay with having a baby before getting married?
I'd like to avoid that, so I'm thinking I'll have to get registered soon. My boyfriend, who is the father of my baby, says he wants to marry me too.
Well, that's great. Well, I wish you all the best. The conversation is over now.
No.
What?
Helen, here's the thing.
Huh?
Who do you think is the father of the child?
I don't know.
He's going to be your sister's husband. You're not interested?
I'm not interested. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'll give you a hint. He's the one who was closest to you.
Who's that?
Max.
Max?
Yep, I stole your husband again.
My husband?
Max is your husband. He's so cool. He's a famous dancer. You know, Helen, you found a pretty nice guy for a plain 30-something woman like you. I can't believe you got married to a super hot dancer before I knew it.
What?
But he's too good for you, so I stole him from you.
Max is not my husband.
Huh? What's wrong, Helen? Maybe you're too shocked. You don't even know who your own husband is?
I know what I'm saying. He's really not my husband.
I see. Poor Helen.
Huh?
You don't want to admit that your sister took your husband. That's why you're trying so hard to deflect reality.
I think I'm looking at reality. By the way, where did you meet Max?
My friend invited me to a group blind date and Max was there. I hadn't seen you for years. I didn't even know if you got married. So at first I just thought he was a really cool guy. But when I sat down next to him and talked to him, he surprised me. He was your husband. I flirted with him as much as I could.
Oh, I see.
It's a small world, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm always stealing your important people.
No, it's okay. I don't really care about him. But are you sure you're okay with Max?
You're playing tough again. I'm sure your husband will ask you for a divorce soon. Be sure to comply straightforwardly. You and Max don't have any children yet, right? Just give up on him and look for another husband. You're already 32 years old. You'll lose your chance if you don't act soon.
You know what, Emma? Let me ask you something. Why did you think Max was my husband?
What? Max himself told me.
He did?
He said Helen is my wife, but he also said you're prettier than her, so I'm getting together with you.
I see.
That means you lost to me. Well, there's no way you can beat me, Helen.
I've always wondered, why do you go after my boyfriend or husband? Ever since we were teenagers, whenever I had a boyfriend, you always tried to steal him away.
It's payback.
What? Payback? Payback for what? Did I do something bad to you?
Ever since we were kids, you've been an honor student who's good at studying, playing sports. You've always had a good reputation among the teachers at school. I've always been compared to you, and I've always felt frustrated.
Huh? That's not my fault, is it?
Why is that? I had a rough childhood because of you. Do you know how I felt when I was always told that my sister was so much better than me?
It may have been hard for you to be compared to me, but you were always trying to look for an easy way out. You always tried to take it easy and never put any effort into your studies or sports. You were always skipping school. I wasn't born with talent. I worked harder than anyone else, and that's why I got the results I did.
There you go. You always told me to work hard. That kind of honor student attitude pisses me off.
Well,
I was a total failure in everything I did. The only thing I had that was better than you was my face, so I used my beauty as a weapon. That's how I decided to steal your boyfriends.
That's absurd. So you were competing against me for such a stupid reason.
When I stole your boyfriend and saw the look of frustration on your face, I felt a sense of accomplishment.
You're such a wicked person.
But don't worry, I'm satisfied now that I'm giving birth to your husband's child. This is the end of my revenge. I want to get married before the baby is born. You should just admit defeat and divorce your husband.
I'm not even married to him, and you're asking me to divorce him.
You may not like it, but I need to get married as soon as possible. I heard from a friend of mine. I heard that everything is just easier if you get married and start living together before the baby is born.
I guess so.
That's why I want you to leave your husband as soon as possible. In exchange, when the baby is born, I'll tell you first.
You don't have to tell me.
Don't be shy. You want to see pictures of the baby, right?
I don't need to see them.
Don't say that. It's me and Max's baby. The baby is going to be so cute. I'll send you lots of pictures. Look forward to it. Helen, I'm so touched. Thank you for divorcing your husband so quickly.
What?
Thanks to you, Max and I are now a married couple. I'm so glad. To be honest, I was worried if you would leave your husband before I had the baby. But you're so kind, Helen. You backed down gracefully for your little sister's sake. I'll pay you compensation, so please forgive me for taking your husband away from you.
I'm not divorced and I don't want compensation.
What? Why are you lying? Do you regret leaving him now?
I didn't leave my husband.
Are you going to be so stubborn again? Max said he's single now. He's single because he divorced you.
So you really got married to Max?
That's right.
You may have a hard time from now on, but hang in there.
What? What do you mean hard time? He's a successful top-class dancer. I'm not going to have a hard time. Instead, I'm going to live a gracious life.
A gracious life?
So I'll pay you compensation as much as you want.
I don't want compensation.
Why not? I stole your husband away from you. You have the right to demand compensation from me.
I think you're wrong about that. Anyway, I can't get compensation.
You don't have to be so stubborn. Well, if you ever need money, just let me know. You're divorced and heading straight for poverty. You don't have to be shy.
Okay.
Helen, sorry to have kept you waiting. I gave birth to the baby of the man I stole from you. A cute little girl who looks just like Max. I'm sorry for you, Helen. He divorced you before I had the baby, but I'm happy I took away your happiness. I'll be happy for you. Max is crazy about our daughter, too.
First of all, congratulations on the birth. But I'm going to say it again. That man is not my husband.
Huh?
I didn't tell you for a long time because you kept talking about it one-sidedly. I have a husband and a child. Of course, my husband is not Max. He's someone else.
What? You've already remarried? If you have a child, does that mean your new husband had a child?
No, I got married to my current husband 2 years after my divorce from Alex. Our child is 2 years old now.
You're lying. So it's true that Max isn't your husband?
That's what I've been saying all along.
But he said you're his wife.
Such a troublesome person. He has a habit of telling lies.
So he was lying to me?
It's true that after I divorced Alex, I started going out with Max, who was introduced to me by a friend of mine. But we were together only for a short time and we broke up early. Of course, we never got married.
Then why did Max lie about you being his wife?
When I broke up with Max, he made a big fuss saying he didn't want me to leave him. Max wanted to marry me. Even after we broke up, Max and his parents followed me around for a while.
Oh my god, even his parents?
After I started dating my current husband, they stopped following me. He had a desire for me to be his wife. Maybe that's what he told you, that I was his wife.
Oh no, so you're saying that I wasn't able to take your husband away from you?
I'm afraid so. You surprised me. We've only been dating for a little over a month. I couldn't believe he called me his wife. I was also horrified that Max was still obsessed with me.
Helen, you should have told me that earlier. I was so happy to think I'd succeeded in plundering your husband.
Well, he's my ex-boyfriend, so just let it go at that.
No way. It's boring to be with a guy you've already broken up with.
Let me ask you something. If you knew Max wasn't my husband, you wouldn't have married him?
No, that's not true, because Max is a famous dancer. Too bad he wasn't your husband, but I got a rich and handsome husband. I'm happy with that.
That's the thing. Emma, you believe he's a famous dancer?
Wait, is that a lie too?
Bingo.
Ugh.
Max probably said I'm a famous dancer. But Emma, have you ever been to one of his performances? Have you seen him on TV or on the internet?
Come to think of it, I've never seen him perform.
I know Max likes to dance, but he's by no means famous. He uploads his dance videos on video sites every once in a while, but the number of views is always in the single digit.
What?
So he's not a famous dancer, but a self-proclaimed dancer. He's actually a poor freelancer.
A freelancer?
Did you really think Max was a professional dancer?
Well, he was practicing his dances very hard, and when he took off his clothes, he was so muscular.
He's not muscular because he's a dancer. I think he's muscular because he works part-time doing hard labor. I broke up with him because he wanted to be a kept man.
A kept man?
It's fine to dream that he'll be a famous dancer someday, but in reality he's a freelancer living off his parents' money. It's fine if he's earning enough to feed himself, even if he only has a part-time job. But in Max's case, he had no intention of becoming independent. He wanted to marry me, but I didn't want to support a dreamy kept man, so I left him quickly.
Wait a minute, so Max married me so that he could be supported by me?
Probably. You're a full-time employee. He probably thought,
He wouldn't have to work if he got married to you, and could devote himself to dancing.
Oh no, you're terrible, Helen.
Why me?
If you told me about Max's true identity earlier, I wouldn't have gone after him.
Well, you were about to have a baby. I couldn't say you shouldn't go for Max. Besides, you married Max because you liked his handsome face, right?
True, Max is handsome, but handsome alone is not enough to make a living. I just had a baby and I can't support my husband by myself.
Maybe it's too late to say that. You do your best to earn money, or you should get Max to work too.
I've got an idea. Helen, let's trade husbands.
What?
I'll give Max to you. Give me your husband.
Excuse me?
You said you met your husband at your workplace, right? So your husband is a company employee, right?
Yes, but
I'd rather marry a stable company employee than a self-proclaimed dancer.
what a nonsense. Husbands are not things. Don't say so easily that you want to trade husbands. You were so preoccupied with plundering my husband that you couldn't see Max's true nature. But you chose Max of your own will, and you already have a child. You should be happy with Max.
That's impossible. I can't be happy with a dreamy freelancer.
Well then, good luck taking care of the baby and your husband.
I don't like this, Helen. Help me. What am I going to do now?
Well, I don't know. You're on your own.
Helen!
Emma is still married to Max, a self-proclaimed dancer who's chasing his dream. Rumor has it that Emma leaves her child at a daycare center and works. But she's exhausted from work, childcare, and taking care of her husband. She's now looking 10 years older than she used to look. Even if she tries to ask her parents for help, her parents have cut ties with her, so they won't help her. As for Max's parents, just like Max, they only think of depending on Emma, so they won't help Emma either. Emma regrets that it wasn't supposed to be like this. As for me, I am spending my lively days with my sweet husband and my lovely 2-year-old daughter. And recently I found out that I am pregnant with my second child. I'm looking forward to the birth of our second child together with my family.
Mila, I'd like to talk to you about something. Is now a good time? Good evening. How may I help you? Are you really going to marry my son? What? What do you mean? I'm engaged to Neil. We're getting married in a week. Oh, so it's still a week away. So there's still time to cancel the wedding. Excuse me? Cancel? As usual, you're not very perceptive. I don't want to give my precious son to a woman like you. Huh? Neil is my only son whom I raised with great care. And he's still in his 30s. And you're already 40 years old. How can you be 40 and still be single? There must be something wrong with you. Neil and I are 5 years apart in age. I knew you were against our marriage, but you said you didn't care about the age difference. He chose me. And when I went to your house to discuss the engagement, you gave your approval for the marriage. I couldn't oppose in front of my husband and son. Everyone in the family is so fond of you. It's a pain in the ass. Mila is a responsible person and whatnot. Showering you with compliments about how we can trust our son with a wife who's older than him. I had no choice but to agree to the marriage. But the truth was that I was against it. I didn't want to see the middle-aged woman who seduced my son in a wedding dress. Don't you think that's a bit harsh? I'm just telling you how I really feel. I know my son will be unhappy if he marries you. How can I give my blessing? I don't care what you say. We've already decided to get married. Besides, at your age, it's hard to have children, isn't it? What? It's too late to start having kids at 40. I don't think so. I dream of holding my grandchildren in my arms. Huh? That's why I wanted a young bride. I don't want a wife who can't even produce an heir.
An heir? Well, about that.
Yes, I know. Nowadays, an heir is so old-fashioned. You're going to say that it could be a girl, aren't you?
That's not what I meant.
But I'm telling you, Neil is our only son and the eldest. I need my daughter-in-law to have a boy no matter what. So I, for one, will not be attending the wedding.
What? What's going on all of a sudden? The seating chart is already made. Your seat has already been arranged.
I won't recognize you as my daughter-in-law. There's no way I could ever be at the wedding.
I can't have you cancel for that reason.
Please tell the wedding hall that I won't be attending.
Oh no, even though you're the groom's mother?
I'm sure the guests will wonder why the groom's mother isn't there.
If you don't come, Neil will be disappointed.
If you don't like it, cancel the wedding.
Oh, that's absurd.
Anyway, I'm against your marriage. If you don't want to be embarrassed as a couple, cancel the wedding. Understand?
Neil, have you finished work yet?
I'm on the train home. I'll be home soon.
I see. You're such a hard worker.
It's unusual to get a text from you at this hour. Is something wrong?
Actually, I have a problem.
What's wrong?
I got a text from your mother just now. She's against our marriage, so she said she won't even attend the ceremony.
What? Seriously? She's so stubborn.
It seems your mother really doesn't want me to be her daughter-in-law.
Well, when you came to my parents' house to meet them, she seemed to be in a bad mood the whole time, even though she said she approved of the marriage.
She didn't make eye contact with me even once.
Don't tell me it's the age thing again.
Yes, that's it. She said there must be something wrong with me because I'm still single at 40. She was going on about that again.
Oh man, there are so many people getting married over 40 nowadays. I wish she'd stop.
So she says if we don't want her to miss the wedding, then cancel it.
What? No way.
She seemed serious.
No. There's no way we can cancel it. It's only a week away.
But if she doesn't show up, it'll be a problem for you too, right?
Well, yeah, it doesn't look good if the groom's mother isn't there, does it?
What should I do? I wonder if I can somehow persuade her to attend the wedding.
Well, we'll just have to have the ceremony without her.
Without your mother?
We have no choice. I don't think she'll listen to us.
Are you sure about this?
We've worked so hard to get everything ready. We can't put up with her selfishness.
Well...
On the contrary, it's probably a good thing she's not there.
What?
You know, Mila, you never know what she'll do when she gets emotional. It would have been a disaster if she got pissed off and stormed out in the middle of the ceremony.
That's true. Your mother said she didn't want to see me in my wedding dress.
I'm just gonna give up Mom coming this time around. All I need is my dad. And like Mom, he's looking forward to our wedding.
Well, then how do you explain to the guests that your mother can't come?
We'll just tell them she's sick.
That's fine.
By the way, Mila, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm fine for now. I can go to work just fine.
That's good, but don't overdo it. Even if you feel bad during the ceremony, don't hesitate to tell me.
Thank you, Neil.
Mila, have you canceled the wedding?
No, I haven't.
What? You haven't canceled yet? The wedding is tomorrow, right? After all those times I told you to cancel it, call the wedding hall right now.
I'm sorry, but no. The wedding will go ahead as planned.
What the? How can you be fine without the groom's mother?
I've discussed it with Neil. We've made all these preparations and we can't cancel now.
You're kidding. Is that what he said too?
If you don't want to come, that's fine. My father-in-law promised he'd be there. We'll have the wedding without you.
What a smart ass. You're horrible. I'm doing this for Neil's sake. I'm asking you to cancel the ceremony.
No, it's not for Neil's sake. It's your own selfishness, isn't it?
Huh?
Neil and his father, they're looking forward to the wedding.
I don't know about that. You'll find out what happens when you cross me. Oh, that felt good. Hey, Mila, you must regret challenging me, right? How do you feel now?
I thought you weren't coming to the wedding. Why did you come all of a sudden?
I changed my mind. I guess you thought I wouldn't show up and let your guard down. But I'm sorry. I ruined your wedding.
I told the wedding staff and the receptionist that you would not be attending. How did you get into the ceremony?
I'm the groom's mother. I explained that I had to attend on short notice. They let me through without a hitch. Mila, you must have been surprised to see me.
I was surprised. I was walking down the hallway when my mother-in-law suddenly appeared and sprayed ink on me.
You were so proud of your white dress, but now it's all black from the ink. It looks more like a mourning dress than a wedding dress.
That dress was precious to me. That was going too far. What are you going to do?
Of course we have to cancel the wedding, don't we? You can't go out in public with that dress covered in black ink.
You're going to go to hell.
Huh? Hell is an exaggeration. I just taught the cocky little bride a lesson. It's your fault for not heeding my advice and for forcing the wedding in the first place.
Are you still at the wedding hall?
No way. I got a taxi and got out of there.
You ran away, didn't you?
Of course I ran away. It would have been troublesome if someone from the wedding hall found out. Even though it was a cheap rental dress, I'd be screwed if I had to pay for it.
I see.
The wedding is canceled anyway. Why don't you just give up on getting married altogether?
Huh?
You've learned the hard way that if you disobey me, you'll get hurt, haven't you? If you learn from this, give up on my son. I'll find a more suitable woman for him, ideally in her mid-20s. A boy to be his heir, of course, and at least 3 grandchildren.
Well, you can fantasize all you want. If you just dream about it, it won't bother anyone.
Huh? Are you still going to challenge me?
I'm going to change now and get ready for the ceremony. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Preparations for the wedding? I told you we can't have a wedding, you stubborn bitch. You can go back to being a miserable bachelorette and start looking for a new husband all over again. Mila, what's going on? Mila, answer me.
I'm sorry, I've been so busy. I didn't have time to check my phone. Is something wrong?
My husband asked me for a divorce.
What?
He said he can't forgive me for putting ink on your dress.
Oh, I see.
Mila, how dare you tell my husband? All you had to do was to keep quiet.
How could I keep quiet after being inked?
But why was he so angry? Just because I stained a cheap rental dress? I don't understand why he's even asking for a divorce.
Your husband has every right to be angry.
Why?
That dress wasn't a rental.
Was it a dress that was bought?
Yes, it was.
But it was a cheap one anyway.
That's outrageous. Your husband knows a wedding dress designer. He asked him to make it for me, and it was custom made.
What? He went to all that trouble just for you?
I think that's how happy he was about our marriage. But you ruined the dress by covering it in ink, after he went out of his way to prepare it for me.
I didn't know it was custom made. Neither my husband nor my son told me anything. Why didn't you tell me either?
Neil told me to keep it a secret from you. If you found out that he bought me a dress, we didn't know what you might do. But you made a mess of it. In the end, I wasn't able to wear the dress. My father-in-law was very patient during the ceremony, but inside, he was about to explode with anger.
So, you didn't cancel the wedding?
No, we didn't. When I told the staff at the wedding hall about the situation, I was able to rent a dress on short notice. The wedding ceremony could be held without any problems.
Oh no. That means all my plans are ruined, and my husband is divorcing me. I can't be single again at my age. How am I supposed to live by myself when I'm a housewife? Mila, please explain to my husband that it was an accident.
Excuse me?
I just happened to get ink that was lying beside me on it. Tell him I didn't do it.
No, I don't think so. There's no way there was ink on the floor at the wedding, and there's no way it could have happened by accident.
But I don't want to be divorced.
That being said, it's my father-in-law's decision, and he's been thinking about divorcing you for a while.
That's not true.
It is true. I heard it directly from him. He was fed up with you being selfish and picking on me. But age is age, and you are a full-time housewife, so he was reluctant to divorce you. But this time around, when you put ink on my dress, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. He said he couldn't be with an insane woman anymore. You were destined to get divorced sooner or later.
Then you're the one who should convince him. Tell him to reconsider divorce.
Why should I?
Because you don't want your in-laws to split up so early in your marriage, do you?
No, I'm happy with just my father-in-law.
What are you saying? Are you saying you don't want me?
Well, I have an after-party to attend to, so if you'll excuse me.
Mila, just wait. Mila, what are you doing?
What is it this time?
I just got a divorce from my husband, and now my son has declared that he's cutting ties with me. He said he'll cut off parent-child ties with a mother who'd ink his wife's dress.
Well, of course.
It's all your fault.
Huh?
You seduced my son and forced him into a wedding, and then you cheekily wore a custom-made dress. I can understand why my husband, who bought the dress for you, was mad at me. But why is my son blaming me?
Why do you blame me for defiling my dress? It's natural to be angry when someone does something insane. And perhaps Neil was worried about my body.
What?
Actually, I'm pregnant.
A baby!
I was scared too. I was walking down the hallway when I was suddenly inked. I was so scared that I almost fell down. I was terrified that something might happen to the baby.
What? Wait. Mila, you're pregnant?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me that first?
I tried to tell you many times, but you said there was no way I could have a baby at 40. You wouldn't listen to me.
I didn't realize it at all. Your stomach isn't big or anything.
I'm still in the early stages of pregnancy.
So that means you have my grandchild in your belly? Mila, you've done it. If it's a boy, it's perfect.
Huh? What are you talking about? The baby in my belly is not your grandchild.
What?
It's Neil's child, so of course it's my grandchild. That's not true. You are no longer mother and son. Don't be so cruel. It's been my dream for years to hold a grandchild. I'm sorry your dream didn't come true. Mila, I'm sorry for everything I've done, so don't tell me to cut off our relationship. You can't say that. It was Neil's decision to cut off our relationship with you. So you have to talk to Neil for me. Don't depend on me anymore. It's okay, we're family. You've hated and harassed me for so long. Don't call me family after all that's happened. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll take good care of you from now on, Mila. No, it's too late now. I'll file a damage report from my side. A damage report? Yes. Wait, why are you filing a damage report? It's a crime to splash ink on someone. But there isn't any evidence because I ran away right then and there. I didn't realize it at the time either. There are security cameras all over the wedding hall. It seems your crime was recorded in its entirety, so the evidence is still there. Oh no, please don't call the police. If you don't want to go to the police, we can settle out of court. I'll charge you a hefty fee. Of course, I'll also charge you for cleaning the dress. Well, either way, you'd better pay for your crime. I can't. I don't have that kind of money. Well then, I'm going for a checkup now, so if you'll excuse me. Mila, wait! Mila, forgive me. Let me hold my grandson. Don't abandon me. After that, my parents-in-law divorced and my ex-mother-in-law was kicked out of the house. My ex-mother-in-law begged me not to go to the police. We ended up settling out of court and I got compensation, including the cost of cleaning the dress. My ex-mother-in-law, who had no savings, went to her relatives and borrowed money. Somehow, she was able to pay the compensation. She is now staying with her sister and her husband. Because of her bad personality, she already has been avoided by most of her relatives. But after the wedding incident, she was disliked even more. I think the day may soon come when she will be kicked out of her sister's house and become homeless. On the other hand, I gave birth to a healthy baby boy. I am exhausted every day because I gave birth at an advanced age, and this is the first time for me to raise a child. Thanks to my husband's cooperation, I am enjoying raising my child. My father-in-law also comes to visit me once in a while to take care of my child. We had a lot of trouble at the wedding, but we will continue to get along well with each other as a family. I would like to continue to spend time with my family happily.
Hey, Molly, what's going on? Please open the door.
Welcome back, Ashley. Took you long enough, didn't it? You're so late, I almost fell asleep waiting for you. Where were you at this hour? Shopping?
Had to pick up my daughter Lily from kindergarten. Could you take off the door chain? I can't get in with it on. How did you even get in? I didn't give you a spare key, did I?
Just borrowed it from my husband, George. But how did you know I was here? Are you spying on me or something? That's kind of creepy.
There's a pet cam in the living room, and you can check what's happening in the house on your phone. I even saw you lounging on the couch, binge-watching TV shows and sipping beer this early in the day. Could you tidy up a bit? Don't want the cat getting into anything.
Oh, you have a cat? Since when?
Recently. Have you seen her around?
Huh? I don't see it. I didn't notice one since I got here. So, you have a cat. No wonder it smells. I don't like it. It stinks.
You're not a fan of cats, huh, Molly?
Not a fan? I absolutely despise them. I'm supposed to live here from now on, and it's going to be a problem if I have to deal with this.
Huh? You want to live here? What are you talking about?
I mentioned it earlier. I'm moving in here. I'm going to be living with you. Tim will be thrilled.
Wait, living together? I've never heard anything about this before.
I don't need your permission for everything, do I? You're my daughter-in-law, so you should listen to your mother-in-law. Just do as I say and stop arguing.
But there's no available space in the house. This place is meant for a small family, so there's no extra room to spare.
Your kid is small, so you can figure out sharing a room somehow. Actually, one of the rooms is being used as a storage space.
Have you even looked around the house?
Of course I have. This is my home from now on.
By the way, Molly, what got you thinking like that?
Huh?
You're always singing Jack's praises, but you never seem to pay attention to Tim, your second son.
Oh? That's not true. Don't talk nonsense. I've treated my children equally, whether they're my first or second son.
Is that so? Tim felt like you hated him since he was little. No matter what he did, you never praised him, and you didn't even celebrate his birthday.
How can that be? Tim is my son, my dearest precious son.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure he'll agree to live with me. He's such a sweet boy.
I doubt it.
Ugh, you're so confident. Stop talking back to me all the time.
Well, that's not the point right now. Could you please remove the door chain?
Why?
Why? We can't come in if you don't. It's my house. Please, Lily's started to fuss to come inside. She needs to rest. She just got back from kindergarten.
Oh, that girl. She's not cute at all. Just like her mother. She doesn't even smile at me when she sees me. No hint of affection. And she cries a lot.
She's far from adorable. That's not nice. Please don't say that. Lily is your granddaughter. She cries because you always get angry with her and make scary faces.
How dare you say that? Are you saying it's my fault? You're always complaining to me, your mother-in-law. When you married Tim, I told you I didn't want a granddaughter. But you had a girl, and it's your fault. If you feel so bad, try having a grandson for me. You can't, right?
That's terrible.
If you can't, then shut up. Oh no, I found the cat. It's gross.
Please don't scare her. She's just a kitten.
Huh? I just threw it out the window.
Huh? You did what?
Don't you understand I hate cats? I can't live with that thing. Oh, it stinks.
Anyway, please take off the door chain. Let's talk inside.
I don't want to.
What? What do you mean? Are you trying to keep me out of the house?
Yes, that's right. From now on, I will live here alone with Tim.
What about me and Lily?
Well, I want you to leave. And also, will you break up with Tim? I'd rather not have a daughter-in-law who stands up to her mother-in-law like you. If necessary, I'll find a suitable wife for Tim. An obedient wife who can give me a grandson.
Huh? What are you talking about? Hey, Molly, don't turn off the pet cam.
We don't have any cats in the house anymore, so why do we need it? It's so weird to be watched. It's a crime to spy on people's lives.
That's enough. Lily needs to use the bathroom, so I'm stepping out for a while. I'll be right back, so just take off the chain.
Don't come back again.
Sorry, Tim. Listen, if you're at work, you can reply later.
Ashley, what's up? Did something happen to Lily?
No, she's fine. I picked her all right from kindergarten. Molly took over our house.
What? Mom took over our house? What's going on? I don't get it at all.
I went to pick Lily up from kindergarten, and when I came home, I found that the door chain was on, so I couldn't get in. And I couldn't see inside through the curtains. So I checked with the pet cam and found Molly lying on the sofa in the living room. I was relieved to see it was her, not a burglar. But it's strange, isn't it? So I called her and asked to remove the door chain, but she wouldn't do it.
Seriously? But how did she get into the house? You locked the door before you went out, didn't you? You didn't give her a key, right?
Of course not. Apparently, she used the spare key we gave to George, just in case.
Wow. Mom knew about the spare key. Oh shit. I shouldn't have given it to him. Where are you guys? She didn't let you in, did she? You're outside the house? Isn't it too hot there?
No, that's okay. Lily needed to go to the bathroom, so I went to my friend's house in the neighborhood, and we're staying there.
That's good to hear. I'm glad you have friends to help you. Sorry for my mom made trouble. Well, I'm worried about one thing. Mom hates cats.
I know. She says she hated them and threw our cat out the window. Poor thing.
What? She threw it out? No way. What is she doing? Is the cat okay? Don't tell me it ran away or something. If something happened to the cat, Lily would be sad.
It's fine. It came right up to Lily when it was thrown out. But I have to get home soon. It looks nervous in a strange house. Lily just got back from kindergarten, and it's time for her nap.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I'll try to convince Mom first. Oh? Jane has sent me a message. Maybe it's about Mom. I'll contact her. I'll message you later.
Okay.
I talked with Jane.
What did she say?
I knew it. There was trouble over there at their home. Mom had a fight with Jane and left.
A fight?
They got into a heated argument last night and things got out of hand.
They just keep arguing every day, right? But I wonder if it was a big deal for them to make Molly run away from home. What was the cause of the fight?
Apparently, Jane recently started working part-time and that rubbed Mom the wrong way. She didn't tell Mom beforehand. When Mom found out, she was furious about it.
Huh? She started working? That's the only thing that made Molly angry?
Yeah, that's all she said. Sounds unbelievable, right?
I thought it was some kind of bigger problem. Ugh, nonsense. Speaking of which, what about your brother Jack? I wonder if he stood up for his wife against Molly.
Well, she told me that he was always on her side when Mom bullies her. And this time, he was angry with Mom because she wouldn't listen to him. Apparently, she didn't like that either. So she ran away from home to show them she is a victim.
I'm surprised that such a gentle-mannered person like Jack would get angry.
Yeah, she was surprised that she'd never seen him angry before.
But why is Molly against her working part-time? Their son is in elementary school now, and there's no problem she works while he is at school. It would help the family financially.
Mom said, "You're going to start working and neglect your husband?" That's what I heard from Jane.
What? Neglect her husband? No way. Jane is perfect in everything. She wouldn't cut corners on the housework, would she?
You're right. Jane said she doesn't understand what's wrong with doing her part-time job. Besides, Mom told her that a wife is a slave to the family and should work only for them. She says she would never allow her to work outside the home.
That's terrible. What kind of thinking is that? It's so anachronistic.
My brother was furious at this. He said, "You think my wife is a slave?" to her.
Well said, Jack. Then we have consequences now, though.
Yeah, I wonder what Mom is going to do now. I definitely don't want to live with her. Just thinking about it is too much for me.
I don't want to live with her either. Lily says she's scared of her. She doesn't like her at all.
I know. Mom has only cared for Jack's kids and hates Lily.
She never has done anything for Lily since she was born.
She acts like she doesn't care about us at all.
That's true. I'm not invited to family gatherings just because I'm the second son's wife, and I'm treated like a maid if I'm invited. And she talks ill of me in front of people and made up stories to make fun of me. I don't want to be even in the same room with her.
I feel sorry for you and Lily because I'm the second son.
Oh no, you don't have to. Being the second son is totally fine. She's just crazy.
I think it's weird, but she thinks only first son is precious. Lily is a girl, so she's nothing in her mind. I feel sorry for her.
I know, but I was kind of happy that she didn't care about us because we could be away from her. But I don't know what to do when she suddenly barges in on us like this.
It's a little earlier than our plan, but why don't we move to the new place?
Well, maybe it works. We can move in now, so I think we should start living there today.
We can buy appliances and other things that we need later, and more importantly, it's next door to your parents' house. So Lily will be happy, right?
I guess so. Lily will be happy to see her beloved grandfather. All right, will you bring Lily's and my stuff today? Molly will let you into the house. I'm sure she'd want you to come home soon.
Ugh, I hate seeing her. I wish she'll be gone when I get home. I've never felt so bad like this to get home.
Well. Please try to convince her to do something to make this go away peacefully too. I'm not even going to see her because she wants me to get out and divorce you.
Huh? She actually said that? I'm really sorry. Don't say you're breaking up with me, okay?
I won't say that. Well, I'm the second son's wife and I only gave birth to a granddaughter, so I'm a failure from her point of view.
Overall thinking is making me want to cut ties with Mom now.
You just don't bring up such a drastic idea. In times like this, we have to be calm and patient.
Well, alright. I'm going to live with Mom for a little while. And I'll settle things in a few days.
Huh? Settle things?
Well, I'll tell you later. I guess we'll settle things so that we can live happily together. And what do you need for now? Lily's kindergarten stuff and your daily necessities and other things as we see fit?
Yeah, that's right. I have most of it packed up so you can see what you're looking for. Also, don't forget things for the cats. Things like cat toilets, dishes, beds, and so on. Oh, and food. That's quite a haul.
Oh yeah, I'll manage to carry it. Anyway, are you okay, Ashley? Can you go to the house with the cat and the kid? Do you want me to give you a ride?
I'll be fine. I'll tell my dad and he'll be happy to come get us.
Your father loves Lily a lot, and Lily loves her grandfather. But if he can't make it, just let me know. I'll come get you. Anyway, don't push yourself too hard, Ashley.
I won't, I promise.
Then I'll deliver the package tonight.
Thanks.
Ashley, good morning. I hope you're not still sleeping just because it's Saturday. That's lazy. I don't like the way those wives nowadays do things.
Good morning, Molly.
Oh, you're up. You know what? Tim told me this yesterday. He said we're going to live together. As I expected, he's happy to live with me. Besides, I heard that you won't be coming back to this house anymore. I'm glad you found a place to live so quickly. It's good that you're taking quick action.
Right. We won't be going back to that house anymore, so please go ahead and live with your son.
Oh, you understand the situation well. I have to give you credit for that.
Thanks.
So, Ashley, there's something I want to tell you.
What's up?
Tim is so thoughtful to give me a ticket to a play so that I can relax and enjoy without housework and everything. It's a little far away, but it's a show I wanted to see, so I am so happy. He also booked a dinner for me at the hotel, and I'm going to enjoy the whole day from morning till night. He even offered to stay overnight, but I couldn't stay away from the house without Tim, so I said no to that. How do you like it? Aren't you jealous?
I'm glad you're looking forward to it.
What? You should envy me more. Boring. You know, you and Jane are not fun as wives of my sons. You both are boring.
I'm sorry. By the way, I heard you and Jane had a fight.
I don't want to talk about that anymore. I don't care anything about Jack and Jane. The only family I have is Tim. A wife who should just shut up and listen to what her mother-in-law says. That's what she has to do. She's the eldest son's wife. She should be taking care of him and his parents, not going to work. What was she thinking? I'm getting vexed now that I think about it.
I'm sure she went through a lot of hardship. I guess she wanted to get out and change her mind. It's a good thing with increased income and all.
Huh? Are you on her side? Don't you think it's unforgivable for a wife to go out to work? Ashley, are you trying to say that I'm wrong?
If I may speak from the same wife's point of view, how could she live in a house like that?
What? Talking to you makes me tired. Don't contact me again. Goodbye.
Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. How's it going? How's the new place? If there's anything you need, I'll deliver it to you.
It's comfortable. My parents live next door, so I feel safe.
That's great.
Hey, I heard you gave your mom a ticket to the play and dinner at the hotel. She was so happy she called me.
Oh, I gave it to her saying thank you for all she's done for me. I didn't even think about it.
Oh, that's terrible.
I really wanted her to stay overnight, but she said she didn't want to go that far, so she'll be away only for a day.
I'm sure you can relax and take it easy without her for the whole day.
I guess so.
Molly doesn't seem to want to go back to her own house. She said she only has one son now, Tim.
Oh, man. I called Dad, and he said he's tired of it and wants to leave her.
What? That's a little troubling. Was it really that serious, your parents?
Yeah, he said he's fed up with her. No matter how many times he tried to stop her, she wouldn't stop bullying Jane, spending Jack's money, and all that.
Wow, that's awful. Is he thinking about divorcing her?
Yeah, he's very serious about it, and he seems to have made up his mind.
Does Molly know about that?
No, she doesn't. If she knew, she wouldn't be acting like that.
That's true.
And Jack is so upset about this time. He says he wants to break off the relationship with Mom. He doesn't even want to let her see her grandkid anymore. He's totally pissed off.
Whoa, maybe there's no way to fix this.
She deserves it. She's done too much wrong in the past.
Yeah, I know it's sad. But she's been treating us so badly, we can't feel sorry for her.
Yeah, that's right. I've been despised as a second son since I was born, so I don't feel anything for her.
That's true. I was bullied because I was the second son's wife, and I felt especially sorry for Lily because she is a girl. She wasn't treated well at all.
I know. Well, you just have to hang on a little longer.
That settlement you were talking about before, you still don't tell me?
Oh, well, you'll have to look forward to it.
You just enjoyed teasing me with that. Oh, the kitty's urging me to eat.
Okay, I'll call you later.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Hey, Ashley, what's going on? Answer the phone.
What is it, Molly? Lily's sleeping. Please be quiet.
What the hell is going on?
What is what?
I came home from seeing a play, and the house is empty except for my stuff.
What do you mean?
Tim isn't home and Tim's stuff is missing. Where the hell has he gone?
Oh, we moved out today. We didn't tell you, though.
Huh?
We were planning to move originally, but because of you, the schedule got moved up a little bit.
What do you mean?
We built a house on the lot next to my parents' house. We moved there.
I didn't hear anything about that. What are you thinking? How could you build a house without telling me?
Because you never cared about us until now.
That's not true.
And you don't even know that I'm pregnant, do you? We haven't seen each other for a long time. It's been about half a year since we last saw each other, right?
It wasn't that long ago. Huh? Ashley, you're pregnant?
Yes, I'm almost in my last month.
What a heartless wife. You have to let me know about things like that. I should be prepared for that, you know.
I told you, but you didn't listen to me at all. And what do you mean you should be prepared? If it was a girl again, you would ignore her anyway.
What are you talking about? You make everything sound like I'm the bad guy. You are so terrible.
So, what are you going to do now, Molly?
Huh? What? Speak plainly.
Our contract for renting that house will expire at the end of this month. The next tenant has already decided, so you have to move out as soon as possible.
What? I didn't know that. I was going to live here. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, I don't know. It was you who barged in here on your own without considering our convenience, you know. You'll have to deal with it yourself.
Then I have no choice but to go back to my old house. I have to live with Jane again.
Ah, I wonder if you can go back to that house.
What? Why not? It's my house, of course. I can go back there. What are you talking about?
Well, didn't George tell you about the future?
About the future? What do you mean by that?
That your husband wants to divorce you.
Huh? George wants to divorce me? You're lying, right? Don't talk nonsense.
He seems to be serious. He's been patient until now, but he says he can't stand your behavior anymore.
That's a lie. And if it's true, I bet my son Jack can handle it for me. I knew I could count on my first son in times like this. Second son is just not good enough.
Unfortunately, Jack seems to have lost his temper this time and is in favor of divorce.
What?
He has been annoyed by the way you treated Jane. He wants to get rid of you from his life to protect her. Also, I don't know if I should be the one to tell you this, but he wants to cut off the ties with you.
I don't believe it. He would never say such an awful thing. Stop kidding me.
I'm sorry. This is all I can say. The rest should be dealt with by those involved.
You're just making random remarks, aren't you?
Everything is true, so please discuss any further matters with your husband and son. I don't have anything to say to you. And we will cut off all ties with you from now on. This is also a fact, so please accept it.
What are you talking about? There's no way I would allow such a thing. I will never forgive you. You are my slave. When you get married, you are to be your mother-in-law's slave. You are to take care of me for the rest of your life.
I will not listen to anyone who disrespects my husband or my daughter.
When did I ever disrespect them? I paid good respect to them as my son and granddaughter. Don't you dare say anything out of place.
I guess you didn't get anything from this after all.
Huh? What are you trying to say?
Please, don't interfere with our family anymore. We're strangers now. I don't even want to see your face anymore. Don't contact us again, and I will block your account as well.
Hold on.
Goodbye. Molly was divorced by her husband and severed ties with her son. Desperate, she mistakenly set fire to the eaves of the house next to my parents' place, thinking it was our new home. Fortunately, the neighbor's house sustained only minor damage, but Molly caused a commotion and was apprehended by the police. It appears she also caught fire during the incident, resulting in severe burns on her arms and legs, making it difficult for her to walk. She's currently undergoing rehabilitation at a police hospital, complaining incessantly. Meanwhile, I gave birth to my second child, a boy, and our family of 4 now happily resides next door to my parents' place.
Riley, answer the phone. Hey, are you ignoring your mother?
Mom, what's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong? How many times have I called you and you ignore me?
I'm sorry, Mom. I was on the train and didn't see your call.
Huh? You're just a kid. You've been out this late?
No, I was working late.
Don't make excuses. Today is the 20th, so it's payday. I haven't received this month's money yet.
What? I told you before.
Huh?
The payday will be changed to the 15th of every month from now on.
Oh, I see.
So I can't transfer the money right away. Can you wait until the 15th of next month?
What are you talking about? That's still almost a month away. There's no way I can wait that long. I mean, your account balance isn't 0, right?
It's not 0, but...
Then you don't have to wait for your payday to transfer $2,000 from your account. You really are a stupid girl, aren't you?
I'm sorry. If I transfer the money now, it'll be hard to make it to next payday.
I don't give a shit about your life. I'm trying to support your sister, Mona, over here. You don't care if Mona can't eat?
That's...
Jesus Christ! Your father died in an accident after remarrying me. I had to raise his children, you girls, by myself. Twins, of all things. I've taken such good care of you. You should return the favor a little.
I am grateful to you for raising us, even though we aren't related by blood. But don't use Mona as a leverage.
Huh? I'm letting Mona go to high school because you asked me to. If you talk to me like that, I'll have Mona quit.
Please don't do that. I'll wire you the $2,000 right now.
Oh, you can afford it, can't you? Oh, that's right. I have a relative's wedding next month, so things will be tight. So transfer me the usual $2,000 plus $1,000, so $3,000.
I can't afford $3,000. I can't even pay my rent.
Yeah, so I don't care about that. If you get kicked out of your apartment, go live on the street. If you can't even send me a measly $3,000, then there's no point of making you work right out of junior high school.
What? You don't plan to work then? I live alone and have my own life. It's impossible for me to take care of all your living expenses too.
Look, I'm a housewife and I have to take care of the house. I don't have time to go to work. Besides, it was your decision to start living alone. Why don't you just commute from here? You went out of your way to get a job at a company so far away from home.
Well, Mona is there, so I wanted to commute from home too. But there wasn't a company nearby that would hire a junior high school graduate.
You're always making excuses like that, aren't you? If you insist on not transferring the money, you know what will happen to Mona, don't you?
Please, don't do anything to Mona.
Then transfer the money first thing tomorrow morning, okay?
Understood. Sis, it's Mona. Is this a good time? Mona, it's fine. Is it okay for you to text? Won't Mom get mad if she finds out? She's going to be out late tonight, so I'm sure it will be okay. I'll erase the whole history later.
I see.
Is something wrong, sis?
What?
Mom was yelling at someone on the phone earlier. I thought maybe it was you on the other end.
Mona, you were worried about me, but I'm fine, thanks. It was the usual reminder to send money.
I know. I'm sorry I put you through so much. Mom said she couldn't afford to send both twins to high school. She said one of us would have to work after middle school to pay the bills. That's why you agreed to let me go to high school.
You don't have to worry about that at all. I've never been good at studying since I was in elementary school. I wanted to go out into the world without going to high school if I could, so you can enjoy your high school life to the fullest.
Sis?
But you're already a senior in high school, huh? Graduation will be here before you know it.
Yeah, about that.
What is it?
I might be forced to quit high school.
What? Why?
There's no more money to pay my tuition. Mom told me to drop out of high school and work.
No way. She says she doesn't have any money, but I send her $2,000 every month. I'm sure there's still plenty left over from Dad's estate, right?
She hasn't told me anything about that. I don't know how much money she actually has saved at home. I think she used up all the money Dad left us.
What?
Mom can't seem to stop buying brand name clothes. I thought she was a sweet person when she first married Dad, but after he passed away, I guess her true colors started to show.
Speaking of which, she asked me to deposit $3,000 this month.
$3,000?
A relative's wedding is coming up and things are tight, so she wants me to add $1,000.
She never told me she was going to a wedding. Besides, she doesn't socialize with relatives very much.
So she was lying to get money out of me. What a greedy person.
She wants me to quit high school. I think she's already found a job for me.
What? A job? Where?
Well, it seems a friend of hers is opening a gentleman's club. She's already made arrangements for me to work there.
Wait a minute. A gentleman's club is a nightclub. That's terrible.
I didn't want to work in a nightclub either, so I asked her, "If you don't have money, I'll get a part-time job." I just wanted to finish high school, but she seems intent on having me work in a nightclub no matter what. She wouldn't listen to me at all. She probably wanted me to work at night because it pays more than working during the day. I guess she wants me to make a quick buck and bring some money into the house.
I can't believe it. She promised me that if I got a job, that she would let you finish high school. If I'd known you were going to go through this, I would never have left home. I'm sorry, Mona, that I couldn't protect you as your sister.
What can you do? Your workplace was far from our house. You had no choice but to live alone. And when we say older and younger sister, we're twins and the same age. You don't have to feel like you should protect your little sister. Don't beat yourself up like that.
Mona, thank you. You've gotten stronger.
Huh?
Because when you were little, you always stuck to my side. You never left me saying, "Big sister, big sister." The bullies used to make you cry all the time, and I was so worried about you. I thought I had to protect you.
Come on, that was a long time ago. I'm not the same person I was back then. So sis, I'm thinking of leaving this house too.
What?
I don't care if I have to drop out of high school to work, but I'll find a job on my own.
Mona,
I'm not going to be at her mercy. I want to decide my own life by myself. Don't you think so? If that woman hadn't spent father's inheritance, you might have been able to go to high school. Why should you and I have to endure so much? Our mother spent all the money our father left us. Now, she's squeezing your salary to the limit, right? But if I don't give her the money, Mona... Okay, so now I'm going to tell you. Mom, lately, she's been hitting me regardless of all that. What? Whenever she's in a bad mood, she starts hitting me. No way! It's not the first time we have been made to do chores. If she doesn't like the way I do things, she yells at me, or she makes me redo it. Honestly, I can't live with her anymore. I didn't know. I didn't know that you were being treated so badly. So, I've been thinking about when I'm going to move out, but she's always watching my every move. So I haven't had a chance to escape. But she's going on a trip with her friends in the middle of next month. I'm planning to leave then. It looks like the nightclub won't be open yet, so that's my only chance. I guess that's true. You're probably right. Mona, if there's anything I can do, let me know. I have the contact information of some of Dad's relatives. I'll talk to them about you. Okay, thanks. I'll text you again when Mom is out. Okay, let's clear the history of this conversation right away. We're not supposed to know each other's contact information. I'll see you later. I know it's going to be a while before I see you again, but take care of yourself. I'll be fine. Take care of yourself too, sis. Hey, come on. I haven't received this month's money. Riley? Answer me. Good evening, Yasmin. What? Yasmin? I'm your mother, right? Your mother. Who do you think you're talking to? I don't think of you as my mother. Huh? You're being unusually defiant, aren't you? Today is the 15th, so it's payday, right? Now go to the bank and send the money. If you're even a day late, I'll have your entire paycheck transferred to me. Otherwise, Mona will pay for it. I'm not going to give you a single penny more. Huh? How can you talk back to your mother? I told you earlier, didn't I? I don't consider you my mother. Well, that's okay. If you're going to be that cocky with me, you don't care what happens to Mona, do you? You can't touch her. Not only can you not touch her, you'll never see her again. Huh? Hey, Riley. Mona is nowhere to be found. I told you, didn't I? I told you you'd never see each other again. So you're the one who did this. Where is Mona? Almost everything in her room is gone. Mona's belongings were removed by my father's relatives. What? When did this happen? She moved out while you were on vacation. Moved? Then where is she? I took Mona back to my place. She's not going back there. Don't be silly. Mona's going to work for a friend of mine next month. Your friend's place is a nightclub, right? Mona is still in high school. I'll make her quit high school. Let Mona make some money. I need a break. My acquaintance is happy to have a young and beautiful girl like Mona in the place. Give Mona back to me. No, I'll send Mona to high school as before, so turn your friend down. I can't do that. I promised them that I would get Mona to work there. You were the one who broke the promise first, weren't you? Huh? You said you'd let Mona go to high school if I graduated from junior high school and got a job. It's too much to ask her to quit in her senior year of high school. It can't be helped. We don't have any money at home. We can't make ends meet with your money. I have no choice,
but to ask Mona to work too.
It's your fault we're strapped for cash. You're a spendthrift, but you don't even work. You just sit around at home.
Shut up! I did my best to raise you twins. I have the right to have it easy now.
And you threatened to hurt Mona if I didn't send money. I heard that you had been messing around with Mona regardless of the money I sent you. I was forcing myself to cut back on my living expenses to send you $2,000 to $3,000 so that you wouldn't hurt Mona. How dare you trick me?
Well, of course, there are times when I have to raise my hands on her in order to discipline her. I didn't mean to hurt her.
Oh, so you think it's discipline to hit her on a whim? You didn't even do any of the housework. You only pushed Mona to do it. And you yelled at her when you didn't like the way she did things. That's not discipline. That's just abuse.
I was just strictly instructing Mona so that she wouldn't be embarrassed when she got married in the future.
Anyway, Mona will never quit high school. I would even like Mona to go to college if she can. She's so talented. But that's for Mona to decide.
You've got to be kidding. You're ruining my plans. I'm going to get Mona back. I'll make sure I get Mona home, and I'll make sure I remind her that she disrespected me.
I told you it's impossible. Mona, the one you were holding hostage, is already here. She's not going to go back there on her own. You don't know where Mona is. You probably won't see her again for the rest of your life.
Huh? Are you planning to cut ties with me?
Of course we are. Mona and I will never have anything to do with you again.
Are you abandoning your mother?
Mother? The only mother I have is my own mother, who went through the pain of giving birth to us.
But I raised you guys, didn't I? I'm more of a foster parent than a birth parent.
I'm grateful to you for taking care of me for a few years after my father died. But you have used us sisters like slaves, haven't you? How can you act like a mother after treating us so badly?
If that's the case, I'll go to your company. I'll go to your company and say, she's an ogre who wants to abandon her mother.
What? Do you know where I work?
Of course I do. It's Swiftscape Innovations in the next city over.
I already changed jobs.
Huh?
When I was working for Swiftscape, one of their clients asked me if I wanted to work for them. Swiftscape hired me as a junior high school graduate and took care of me a lot, so it was hard to decide. Their client's company had a good benefits package and paid well. My boss at the time seemed willing to let me go, so I decided to take the plunge and change jobs.
A job change? Why didn't you tell me, your mother, about such an important thing? Why didn't you tell me first?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't have been interested, right? You've always been indifferent to us sisters. You've never come to a single class meeting. And when I got a rare high score on a test, you didn't care, did you? That's why I only told Mona about my new job.
Well then, if I can't get to you through your company?
Yes. It's no use trying to get into our house. I moved to a different place because of my new job.
No way.
Also, I've already processed all the paperwork through the local municipal offices, so you won't be able to find us. You can't get close to me or Mona. Of course, I'll stop sending you money as of last month.
Wait a minute. I can't survive without your money. You can take Mona away, but just keep sending money.
What are you talking about? There's no need to send money when she's no longer in your house.
I'm your mother, right?
Can you still say that?
Hey, I apologize for what I've done. I'm also sorry for hurting Mona. So don't tell me you are going to stop sending money. You know what? I don't care if it's half of what you've been sending. Just send me half the money.
I refuse.
Huh?
On the contrary, I want you to give me back what I've been sending you. I don't want anything to do with you anymore, so I'll let you have what I've sent you so far. Well then, Yasmin, thank you for everything you've done for me. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Riley?
Thus abandoned by her daughters, our stepmother, Yasmin, reluctantly started working part-time to make ends meet. However, since she has not worked at all for the past few years, relying on my salary, she is not very good at what she does and is constantly being yelled at by her boss. According to rumors I heard from a local junior colleague, my stepmother, perhaps due to fatigue and stress, has started to look about 20 years older than she really is. My sister was taken in by my aunt and uncle on my father's side, who cooperated fully with our escape plan. She also went to high school from our aunt and uncle's house and recently graduated without incident. After that, she received a scholarship to go to college, and now my sister is living on her own. I cannot thank my aunt and uncle enough. As for me, I have more money to spare now that I no longer send money to my stepmother. I recently moved into a slightly larger apartment. Although I live far away from my sister, I would like to continue to live life supporting each other.
Olivia, where are you? The house is a total mess. You haven't cleaned at all. Seriously? I've been calling you, but you don't even pick up the phone. Where on earth are you wandering off to?
Sorry, Maggie. I'm at the hospital right now.
Hospital?
I can't talk, so is it okay to just chat?
Why are you at the hospital?
Well, I haven't been feeling great lately, and I noticed some bleeding this morning. So just to be safe, I came to see my obstetrician to get checked out.
Oh, come on. Making such a fuss over a little bleeding? Just get some medicine and hurry back.
I can't today.
What do you mean?
I'm actually going to be admitted.
What the heck? Isn't the due date still far off? Why do you have to be admitted today?
It's not for giving birth. They found an illness.
What illness are you talking about?
I'm about to undergo some detailed tests. Depending on the results, I might not be able to come home for a while.
So while you're not here, am I supposed to take care of everything at home?
I'm sorry. So, can I ask you to tidy up the house?
Jeez, useless daughter-in-law. I'm not good at cleaning, you know.
Once I'm discharged, I'll take care of the house as before. Please bear with it for a while.
Who's talking while not even fulfilling one's duties?
But household chores aren't solely my responsibility, right? You're a housewife too, so it wouldn't hurt if you could handle things at home while I'm away.
Wow, still challenging me, huh?
I don't mean it like that.
After the baby's born, divorce Sean.
Divorce?
Yes, leave without the child.
What? That's an awful thing to say.
If you don't want a divorce, come back home instead of lounging around at the hospital.
I'm not just lounging around, you know.
I mean, if you're chatting with me like this, you must be doing okay, right?
I can manage typing, but my body's feeling pretty rough, and I can't even get out of bed.
Can you not be so whiny?
Whiny?
pregnancy isn't an illness, you know. Back in my days, I worked right up until just before giving birth. I never complained or made excuses.
That's because nothing troublesome happened during your pregnancy, right? Besides, my illness has nothing to do with being pregnant.
Stop talking back. Regardless of what illness you have, a woman who ends up in the hospital during pregnancy is unfit to be a mother.
Jeez.
Making excuses and slacking off on housework? I'm worried if such a woman can properly raise a child. By the way, is the baby okay?
So far, everything's fine.
Oh, that's good to hear. It doesn't matter what happens to you, but if anything happens to the child, I'll hold it against you.
You've changed, Maggie.
What? All of a sudden?
Back when Arthur was alive, you were kind to me, treating me like your own daughter. Why have you been so cold to me lately?
I wanted to be a kind mother-in-law in front of him. I was a housewife relying on him. I didn't want to risk upsetting him and ending up divorced.
I see. But now, Sean's financially supporting you, right? You don't mind upsetting him?
Of course I do. But he's working abroad right now, and he won't be back for a while. So I'll do things my way during that time.
Aren't you ashamed? Sneaking around and bullying your daughter-in-law when your son isn't around?
Bullying? How scandalous. I'm just guiding you. You're trying to slack off using your pregnancy as an excuse. As a mother-in-law, I've got to discipline you strictly.
I'm not slacking off, I'm telling you.
Oh, by the way, don't you dare snitch to Sean about me telling you to get out of the house. If you do, I'll seriously kick you out, okay? Just get better soon and tidy up the house, got it?
Mom, I heard Olivia was admitted to the hospital in an emergency.
Yeah, I thought her pregnancy was going smoothly. They found a tumor in her stomach.
Then she needs treatment as soon as possible.
It's not that simple.
What do you mean?
Treatment might not be possible.
What are you saying?
According to the doctor, they could treat it if she wasn't pregnant. But treating it now might affect the baby.
No way. I'm just so unlucky. Of all times, I'm stuck on a business trip overseas and can't do anything. I wish I could rush over and be by your side right now.
It's work. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't just shorten a trip because your wife's in the hospital.
But I'm worried sick about her. I'll talk to my boss and try to come back as soon as possible.
You don't need to rush back.
Why not? Her family lives far away. They might not be able to visit easily. I have to be there for her.
But I'm here, aren't I? She's like my own daughter now. So I'll take good care of her in your place. You don't have to worry about anything.
Mom, just in case, I hope it never happens. But if it comes to choosing between her or the baby, I'd prioritize her life. Please tell that to the doctor too.
Of course. She's the love of your life. Leave her to me and you focus on your work.
Thanks. I'm counting on you, Mom.
Olivia, I went to the trouble to visit you today, but you can't even send a thank you text? Of all places, getting hospitalized in such a remote area? I'll be billing you for the taxi fare, okay?
Sorry, Maggie. I was busy all day with tests and couldn't get in touch.
Oh my. Those tests are just a waste of money, aren't they?
Excuse me?
I mean, your days are numbered, right? Why don't you just relax and don't bother with unnecessary tests?
Why would you say that? I want to live for the sake of my child.
But the doctor said it was impossible, didn't he? Just accept it as your fate.
I still can't believe this, you know? When the doctor asked me to choose between my life and the child's, you instantly said, the child, without even asking for my opinion.
Of course it's obvious. Choosing between daughter-in-law or grandchild, the grandchild wins. You're just a stranger, but the grandchild is my blood. As long as you give birth, that's all that matters.
You're terrible. Are you going to ignore Sean's wishes too?
Oh, even he wants the child to be the priority, you know?
He does? You're lying. I know he wouldn't say such a thing.
Well, he's kind-hearted. He might not say what he really feels to you, but deep down, he thinks his child is more important than his wife.
I need to ask him directly.
That's not gonna happen.
Why not?
Are you trying to trouble him? Since he can't say it straight out to you, I'm saying it for him. Besides, you also want to protect your baby's life more than your own, right?
Of course. I must, even if it means risking my life.
Then don't go for treatment.
But the child needs a mother. I haven't given up on living yet.
Stubborn until the end. Well, no matter how much you struggle, your life is almost up. I'll raise the grandchild well. You better start preparing for the afterlife. Olivia, I heard from the doctor in charge. There's something wrong with the baby?
Yeah. I thought she was developing fine, so I was dumbfounded. The doctor says he's not sure if she'll make it to birth. I'm in shock right now.
God damn it! What the heck did you do?
Huh?
It's your fault that there's a problem with the baby.
My fault?
Of course. It's because you got sick during pregnancy. That's why something's off with her.
That's not it. According to the doctor, the baby's abnormality is unexplained and has nothing to do with my illness.
Nope, it's definitely your fault. Your lack of self-care messed things up, affecting her.
That's not true.
If she has special needs or disabilities, I won't be taking care of her.
What? That's heartless. You were so excited about having a grandchild.
That was assuming she was normal. I'm hoping for a healthy child like my son. If a weak little girl comes out, taking care of her every day would be a hassle. I'll either put her in a facility or give her up for adoption.
Please stop. The child is innocent. Please let me raise her at home.
Huh. You can't even raise her yourself. What are you even talking about? You won't even be around when she's born, right?
True. I might not be here anymore, but Sean wouldn't want to give up his child.
Even if he wants to, I'll have a say.
What?
With him traveling abroad so often, I'll be the one raising her in the end.
Oh no.
If you hadn't gotten sick, you could have had a normal birth and raised her normally. I guess it's karma for not taking care of yourself. Well, it's too late to talk about it now. The baby's fate is up to you. If you don't want her handed off to someone else, then give birth to a strong girl, even if it's at the risk of your life.
Mom, please come to the hospital right away.
Oh, Sean, it's been a while. What's wrong?
Olivia passed away. I've informed her parents. Can you come over here too?
Have you already come back?
I came straight from the airport to the hospital.
So, is the baby okay? The due date was close.
Mom, aren't you worried about Olivia?
There's no use worrying about someone who's passed, right? She was determined to protect the baby at all costs. So she held on until after giving birth, right?
Neither of them is in this world anymore.
What?
She tried her best and gave birth, but it didn't work out. Both of them are in heaven now.
That can't be true.
Even in a haze of consciousness, she was able to hold the baby before, you know. I regret not being able to protect them, but I want to believe she departed feeling content.
Oh, I see. That's really unfortunate.
I'm disappointed in you, Mom.
Me? What are you talking about?
I saw her messaging app. You were verbally abusing her while I was away. Despite her being sick and hospitalized, you were urging her to come back soon, telling her to leave once she had the baby.
Oh no, you snooped through her phone?
When she was still semi-conscious, she asked me to see her conversation with you.
Huh. She was spiteful until the very end.
No wonder things seemed off. When she found out about her illness, the doctor said she had a high chance of recovery if she started treatment immediately. But she adamantly refused that. No matter how many times I begged her to start treatment, she didn't listen. You pressured her not to, didn't you? And lying about me prioritizing the baby?
But you know, there was no other choice. If I were told to choose between a daughter-in-law and a grandchild, it's obvious the grandchild is more important. After all, a daughter-in-law is just someone unrelated. Even you, I'm sure you want your own flesh and blood to be the priority, right? That's why I conveyed your true feelings to her. I took the blame on your behalf. You should be grateful to me, if anything.
You're messed up. Of course, the best thing was for both of them to be safe. But I could never have abandoned Olivia, who was my love, for an unborn child.
Even if you say that now, we can't bring her back to life and treat her. Can't you just let it go? Besides, it seems there were abnormalities with the baby. Even if she was born, she probably wouldn't have had a long life. Wasn't it better for Olivia to go with her baby to heaven? I bet she won't be lonely there.
Oh my God.
Well, it's too late to regret what's done. You should find a new wife and have a baby again.
Mom, are you seriously saying that?
Of course I am. You're still young, you know. There are plenty of potential partners for you. I hope the new wife will finally give birth to a boy as the son and heir. To be honest, I was disappointed to know that Olivia's baby was a girl.
What the heck?
Anyway, make sure you find a wife who's physically strong next time. I don't want another daughter-in-law who gets sick during pregnancy and causes trouble.
Unbelievable. Mom, come to the hospital right now and apologize to Olivia.
What?
You better beg for forgiveness for all the mistreatment you've done to her.
Geez, what are you saying? She's no longer in this world. What's the point of begging a ghost?
You're the worst human. Don't you have any awareness of how you made her suffer?
Well, I do feel bad for being a little harsh, but I did it on purpose to make her understand the responsibilities of a daughter-in-law. I intentionally pushed her away.
Pushed her away?
Exactly. She neglected housework and went to the hospital, and then she had the nerve to say she wasn't coming back for a while, you know? I just warned her lightly so she wouldn't take advantage of the situation and get spoiled.
She was unwell to the point that she had to be hospitalized. How could you treat her like that?
Hey, don't get so mad. Deep down, you're secretly relieved to be free from a frail wife, right?
I'm cutting ties with you, Mom.
Are you kidding me? What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
I'm moving out of the house right away.
No, you can't leave. Arthur isn't here anymore. If you leave, I'll be all alone.
Be alone and reflect on yourself.
No way. I'm not working, you know. I can't get by on just the savings.
Then get a job.
I don't want to start working at this age. I've only been a homemaker for years. No one will hire me.
You should find a way on your own.
Oh, come on. Are you really going to leave your own mother?
I don't consider you my mother anymore. I'll never forgive someone who hurt the love of my life. There's no way I can keep living with you. I don't even want to see you again.
But it's a hassle to move out so suddenly. I'll apologize for what I did to Olivia, so please reconsider cutting ties.
Luckily, I don't have much stuff, so I can move out easily. I don't plan to ever return home. It's goodbye to you, Mom.
Whatever, I get it. Then, before you go, can I have my share of the inheritance?
Inheritance?
You know, Olivia had quite a bit of savings, right? Since I'm her mother-in-law, naturally, I have the right to a portion of the inheritance, don't I?
I'm the beneficiary.
Then at least give me half.
Nope. I won't give you a single penny.
Oh, please.
I won't offer any help from now on. Live on your own.
I'm sorry, Sean. I'll come and apologize to Olivia right away. Don't say we're cutting ties.
It's too late for that. Bye.
Wait, Sean. I'm begging you, Sean. I can't live alone.
Since my mom's been left alone, she started working part-time to make a living. But she's not good at it and keeps getting scolded by her boss, leaving her exhausted every day. Her home is deteriorating, and lately, I get messages asking for help like, "Can you do something about the leaking roof?" I'm ignoring all of them. She's never been good at cleaning, so the house is like a dump now. On top of that, it's leaking, and living alone in such a rundown place must be tough. But it's the consequences of her actions. After I moved out, I rented an apartment, starting my new life on my own. Devastated by losing my family, I haven't been able to recover from it yet. But thinking that Olivia and our daughter are watching over me from heaven, I can't keep moping around forever. Even though she isn't here anymore, the happy memories will always stay with me. From now on, I want to live my life to the fullest for both of them.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.